Hello, my name is Martyr. This is Let's Play Time Rifters, and thank you for watching. Time Rifters is an action FPS game, guys, or first-person shooter with tower defense themes. Why do I say themes instead of elements or straight up call it a tower defense game? Well, that's because you're not exactly laying down towers in this game and making some sort of huge, path to funnel enemies down and strategizing. Well, you kind of are strategizing in this game, but not the way that you would expect. It's rather strange, but it is a lot of fun though, and you'll see what I mean in a bit, guys. It released on Steam October 2014. Time Rifters was developed and published by Proton Studios. You can go ahead and get Time Rifters on Steam for $9.99, which is a really damn good price, if you're asking me. Now, if you've ever heard that saying that there is no I in team, well, that entire saying is bullcrap when it comes to this game, guys. You are your team and the only team that you will need in this game. So what is this game? Basically, you kind of take turns destroying enemies, but every time one of your turns ends, you get another shot at it in a different body. But the last turn that you took, that still happens. So basically, you're kind of playing with yourself, which is the best way to describe it. And you kind of have to strategize based off of the actions that you did in your last playthroughs, your former playthroughs. And you'll see what I mean by all that in a bit. So there's a couple things I want to point out right now. Big props to the developer for this interactive menu. This is actually me moving around right now, kind of checking things out, and this is how you kind of interact with the entire game's menus and all that good kind of stuff, guys. As you can see right there, there's the controls. The game does feature controller support. I'm using my keyboard and mouse. I just find it a little bit more easy. You also have remappable keys right there, which is really sweet. And I'm not really sure if it works with the controller all too well. I think it does fine. Yeah, so you can just hit a button right there and it'll switch between them pretty quickly. I just find it a little bit more intuitive to play with my keyboard and mouse for that pinpoint shooting type of thing. That's just my particular preference. But as you can see there, you have like a double jump, which is a space bar. You can use items by basically pressing E. You have WASD for controls, and you can move and sprint. All very simplistic. Also, there's the developer's name and their Twitter handle right there if you want to get in contact with them. The game does also feature achievements, Steam cards, Steam leaderboards, the whole shebang. It's all right there for you. I know some people find that important and enjoy that type of thing. And it also tells you how to actually get those achievements as well. One of the things I also really think is really dope about Time Rifters is the game features Oculus Rift support. So you can actually play this entire game with your Oculus Rift. I'm sure you can actually find some Let's Plays of people doing that. And it's really neat that they have that in there in the game. There's also one of my achievements I think is really cool is the ability to escape the arena. We'll get into that a little bit later on though. Let's go ahead and check out the options here. We'll just move over here. The options are fairly basic. You have some resolution control. You can turn off VSync. You have some control of full screen. Some resolutions are pretty good here. You have some quality control, things like that. Water quality, all that good. Anti-aliasing, down sampling. There's quite a few options here. Not bad. Not terrible. Some sound controls, mouse and keyboard control schemes, and gamepad control schemes. All that stuff is interactable again. Really nice stuff, I have to say. I enjoy the fact that you can kind of manipulate that and look around. The game surprisingly does look really awesome. It looks really good. By the way, if you look down, you can look at your body, by the way. That is my body. Well, that's me. Oh my god, I ripped my head off. Okay, there we go. You can also see there's kind of like this HUD system around me right now. Like you can't see. I'm going at currently about 50 frames per second, but that's just mostly because of my recording program slowing things down more than actually it's because of the game itself. So let's actually go ahead and get into a game here, guys. You can see what it's like. I do want to say a couple of warnings before we actually start playing, though. One, if you are not a fan of dubstep music, you may want to skip this Let's Play, because this game is heavily focused on dubstep music. You're going to hear it a whole lot. Matter of fact, you're probably hearing it right now. So if you're not a fan of dubstep music, move along. If you are prone to motion sickness, if you basically get a lot of, motion sickness from camera spins and movement at high speeds, this may also, give you a little bit of the willies. I didn't have much motion sickness when playing the game. I find it to be rather smooth, but I feel like, it's always important to note that kind of thing. So there is 15 boards in this game, guys. for you to enjoy, which isn't a whole lot, but there are a lot of fun to play, guys. So we're just going to hit play here. There's several options here that you can look at, though. I've already played 1 through 5, which is what we're going to be playing in this Let's Play. You can also see my rank there, which is 370 out of 860. My record, I can record a version of me playing this, and then other people can actually play that. You can hit Let's Replay and actually play with other people's, plays that they did in this game. So whatever they did, you can actually play with them and have yourself interacting with them, and in a weird way, kind of play with them, but at the same time, you're not. The best way to describe it. We're not going to be doing any of that though. But you have the option to record one or play with one. We're just going to hit play right here, which will send us into the first set of boards here and the prep room. The prep room basically allows you to kind of start preparing your characters. These are all me. All these guys right here, that's me, that's me, that's me. I like green me the best right there. I think he looks awesome. He looks awesome. Okay, because all these characters, including the blue one, are you. And you will basically be playing them in order from left to right, basically. So then yellow, then purple, then green. And you'll be entering this arena here, which is displayed in this little background right here, and basically destroying blocks and all sorts of crazy crap as they head out to you, which is where that tower defense element kicks in. But first, you need to choose one of the 6 weapons. Each weapon, of course, plays a little bit differently and has their own upgrades. So for instance, if I were to choose, let's go with the particle ball. I really like this one. Go with the particle ball. You'll see that the particle ball has its own set of upgrades that each cost gold. Gold you earn by actually killing things in the game itself, and we will see how we do in that a little bit later. It doesn't look like you can re-choose your weapon. I guess you can only do that in experiment mode, which we'll talk about in a little bit, hopefully. This will also tell you what you can pick up. So for instance, 1 little white square is worth 1 gold, and 10 are worth, gold is worth 10 gold. Pretty simplistic as far as the weapons room go. You can you'll get more gold to start upgrading things like your DPS, your width of this particular weapon, because this weapon's kind of like a mace almost. You kind of shoot it forward, and then you run through things, and it does damage. You also can increase the range of your tether and the collider, but all costs gold. So let's go ahead and actually get into a board here. And this is the board here. And again, you can escape from all of these boards, which I think is really awesome. But you have to be really good at climbing, and it's not necessarily the most easiest thing in the world to do. So if you can see that red line right there, it's basically kind of forming a shape and now starting to send blocks. Well, if we were to follow that pattern, we can basically see what we kind of need to do here is try to blow these things up as they move down. And it'll start creating more and more from different angles, and it gets a little bit more and more difficult. But we seem to be doing pretty good here. But if I were to look to my right over there, you can see that there's actually more spawning in that direction, and I'm not going to be able to get to those. But that's okay, because I'm not necessarily supposed to. I'm just going to help with these ones, hopefully, here. Looks like I'm not going to be able to help with these ones. Oh, if you aim at their innards, they do more damage. Okay. I'm stuck. What am I stuck on? I don't know. So we gotta basically do as much damage as we can, as you can imagine here. Try to destroy as many of these cans in this particular one life that we have. I didn't do a very good job. As you can see on the left there, it tells you how many have escaped and how many you have left to kill. So about 38 squares escaped from that particular playthrough. I missed 38 of them, but that's okay because blue dude right here is now acting like me. You see he's moving around, doing the exact same things I did. And he will basically just do that and basically kind of replay literally everything you did in the last time that you played it. So you can see that, yes, it has those tower defense elements, but at the same time, you're not placing towers. You are your tower, essentially. And you're moving around. You have to strategize with yourself. So I have to remember everything I did in the last Let's Play, the last time I played, and basically counteract that by doing something different. So if I cover the left with one particular blue robot, I want to cover the right with another robot. So let's go ahead and choose our weapon this time. We chose the particle ball. This time I think we're going to choose the spread rifle. Now I have 570 gold this time, so I can actually get some upgrades, like for instance punch, or rapid, or focus, or spread. Let's go with spread, and then we'll go with faster shooting, and then we'll go with punch. It basically can punch through enemies. So you can see that this weapon kind of shoots in a rapid widespread angle. You can see basically all my shots landing right there. And that's just this particular weapon. And there's 6 of them, basically. Each of them has their own upgrades, guys. I'll do a little bit better job of showing what each weapon does when we actually get to that point. And now we don't have to wait for him, by the way, to walk through the door. We can just walk through the door and he'll just instantly teleport to the point where we start the board. But we're going to basically let him do his thing. There really isn't much I can help him with in this particular regard. He's eventually just going to catch up to this and kind of start doing himself. I can look at what he's doing, though. You see, he's kind of doing the exact same thing we did. But I got to cover his flank. That's my job. I got to cover what he didn't do last time. So he's got the right there. I got the left. No, he's got the left. I got the right, that is. And I got to make sure to get as many of these down as fast as possible in an orderly time here. So he did the left job. I did the right. More squares are going to start to appear here, but this weapon's really good at basically kind of spreading out the love, as it were. I want to try to keep myself kind of at a wide angle, because that's how this weapon works best. As you can see, there's about only 7 escape this time. About 10. Okay, it's about 10 escape this time instead of the 38. So now we know that we only need to take out 10 more cubes in this playthrough as the purple guy before we can basically win and get 100% of the board. So again, by the way, the weapons are scatter pistol, flak cannon, plasma beam, particle ball, rocket launcher, and the last one you already saw, which is the spread rifle. I'm going to go with the, let's go with, like, we did pretty good. I'm going to go with the scatter pistol. And once you choose these weapons, you're kind of stuck with these weapons for all consecutive playthroughs, by the way. And you'll be upgrading them as you get deeper and deeper into each board. So this time I got 684. I'm going to get some acid. Bullets bounce. That's cool. There we go. I'm going to take that, and we got one more. But, you know, I'm going to save this amount of gold for the green guy, because I'm pretty sure we're going to do okay. You can see what this weapon does here, by the way. You can see how it kind of bounces around. It kind of just... It's a good weapon to shoot around corners and kind of just try to hit as many things as possible. We'll see how it does. It may not be as good as I hoped it was, but, you know, we have really no choice at this point other than to take that particular weapon. So, again, we don't have to wait for these guys. They're kind of all goofing around. What a dork. Man, that guy's a dork right there. And that guy's a dork. Look at these dorks. What dorks. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Now, like I said, because I know that the yellow me and the blue me pretty much have this covered, I can just kind of ignore that position and put myself into a good spot to start taking things out. Which I'm actually going to go ahead and help myself out over here. Because I did pretty good over there. I'll just help myself out over here. I'll take care of some of those. Try to hit as many of these as we can. Okay. He's got all those. I did pretty terribly, I think, from this angle. I'm going to try to shoot as many as I can from this angle, basically. Oh, gosh. I don't know if I'm going to do a good job here or not. I'm certainly going to try, though. I think we did a pretty good job there. I think we got all of them. Yep, 100%. Finished early. And now basically, now we've done that, guys, we can move on to the next board. You can see it's there. It says 100%. In the first board, no escapes, about 5 minutes and 64 seconds. We got about a total of 659 gold for that. And now we can either move on to the next board, or we can do something really interesting and try to escape the board. Which I don't really, is really difficult. I will say that kind of moving around can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Determining where your feet are, to be exact, can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. When you're in the arenas themselves, it's not difficult to determine where you are. Okay, first off, I need to determine what's the best escape angle. I think this back right corner might be good. Oh, gosh dang it. Hold on. I think, there we go. Hold on. I'm going to try to escape the board. I just really like the fact that this is an objective. I think it's really awesome. And just it adds just a little extra level of fun, a little extra replay value to your game here. Gosh, okay, good. Okay. Now, okay. All right, doing good. Now we gotta determine where we jump from here. Oh god, we're stuck. We're stuck. We fell. We totally fell. Okay, that's okay. At least we didn't fall all the way. Okay. Nope. Yes. Come on. Ah, come on. Ah. You can do it. Oh, come on. You can do it. No, you can't. No, you can't. Come on. You can do it. No. Okay, you can do this. Come on. Okay, you can't obviously do it. Let's try another angle then. Nope, we just fell straight to the ground. We screwed it up. Maybe that's not necessarily the best corner to try it on. Let's try it on this corner. I'm going to try it on this corner and see if I can pull it off here. That rocket jump, man, really just blows you forward. Okay, cool. We're up here now. I don't know why we failed that jump, but that was kind of stupid. Okay. All we gotta do is not be a douchebag. Gosh dang it. Can we jump on this thing? We can. All right, fantastic. This puts us in a really good position to get up there. Like I said, I don't know if I'm able to do this. I'm certainly going to freaking try, though. You know what? I don't think we're able to do it right now. Nope. All right, whatever. That's fine. You can't escape the boards, and there's an achievement for doing that. And it's pretty freaking awesome, but we're just going to skip to the next level here and show off what leveling and how basically leveling does change up the weapons. Upgrading them basically does make them better. For instance, this is the ball here. We're going to extend the tether range, which will give me a little bit more distance. We'll make it acidic. And then we're going to want to probably increase the damage as much as physically possible. There we go. So we blew all of our gold, but it did give us quite a bit of damage. It gives us that little acidic DPS thing. So now when we start hitting things, it'll start melting it and doing extra damage to it. And you can see how the board's going to change things up. Like for instance, now we got, oh, what's this? It looks like a giant spider, right? Well, that's because that is a giant ass spider. How do you escape this board, I wonder? We'll find out. So this board, I played it through it a little bit, so I know where the enemies come from. I kind of know what to do. God in heaven. You are strong, my friend. Why am I not hurting you? Take that, you damn dirty monster. Now the red blocks are usually the easier blocks to break, as you can see. But the white blocks are usually a little bit hardier and harder to destroy. So there's one spider, and I've got another one coming from here that we gotta get to. And hopefully do as much damage on this guy as we can. And we gotta try to kind of remember what angle we were approaching things at. So for instance, I know for a fact that I kind of approach things from a left angle with this guy. And I want to approach things probably a little bit differently in the next playthrough from the other angle. We did pretty good there. Only 94 blocks escaped. Not really all that great, but not terrible. So we'll pick up another life here. Again, this is the spread guy. So we're going to pick up that little acidic thing. We want to go with wide attack. Okay, so... Huh. Makes it even more wider. Alright, we want to go a little bit more faster. How about that? That sounds good. And then we got a couple more gold here, but I'm going to save that gold for my next guy. So again, we're going to just run in here. It's going to instantly start things all over again. He's going to run in there, but I'm going to stay back a little bit this time because I don't need to move as far as he is to do as much damage. And you can see we're kind of ripping this thing apart right now. Doing lots of damage to it, for sure. But again, even though we're doing all this damage to it, certain parts of it are escaping. The sons of bitches are still managing to escape. So actually it looks like quite a few parts escaped there. I'm not sure. It says 2? Only 2 escaped? I'm kind of shocked by that. I'm going to want to keep on the right this time because, again, I approached it from the left last time. I want to make sure try to shoot as many of those parts that enter the wall. Matter of fact, I think we might be able to destroy this one completely. Almost completely. So we got 2 blocks that escaped. That's pretty damn impressive for just 2 playthroughs. Okay, this time we got the spreader guy. Okay. We already got the acidic and the reflecting. We probably want to jack up his spread shot and his DPS. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty impressive, actually. Okay. So, do we have any more money we can spend on him? We could spend a little bit more. What the hell? Well, also we're going to save for the last, because the last guy has no upgrades on his weapons. So, how much is it going to cost me? About 1,000. And I got... We'll save it. We'll save it. Let's go. Now this time, this weapon is kind of bouncy, so I just want to start shooting immediately. Again, trying to focus on more of the right this time, because I did pretty good on the left side. Try to kill as many of these parts as I can. I'm going to put myself in an angle towards the wall here, because I want to try to get rid of those blocks before they escape. And I actually did manage it that time. So we got rid of all the ones in that one. And now we're just going to want to start shooting like crazy, basically. Oh yeah, look at that, baby. Now I will say that the graphics, you know, even though they're deceptively simple, they're really cool looking. Everything looks really good in this game, guys. Oh, come on. Did we get it all? That's it! We got all of it! Finished early again. 100% on that one. Now, we could escape this board too, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to collect as many of these gold, these little bricks as possible. I'm not even sure how you even escape this board, to be honest with you. I'm guessing it's probably like a dark passageway somewhere. You have to like grab onto these cliff walls. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of curious. Huh. How do you escape this board, I wonder? Ugh. I will say that jumping in this game is not necessarily the most wonderful thing. I find myself getting stuck on stuff a lot rather than just kind of just rounding out. Like you just can see that I'm stuck on this wall. I'm pressing the jump button right now, but instead of kind of just moving around it, I'm actually just getting stuck on it, which is kind of frustrating. Because you basically need to really angle your jumps correctly, otherwise you're just not going to go anywhere. Yeah, like as you can see right there, guys. But yeah, you get the basic idea of this game, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty awesome. To wrap up, Time Rifters is freaking awesome, guys. If you want a more articulate way of saying that, maybe the simple mechanics of the game makes you really strategize, guys. It's just really intense. You have to think about everything you did in the last playthrough and do better and better each time, and kind of just think about what you did and just kind of angle yourself, spread out your tactics, spread out your weapons, know what your weapons will be better in what they're doing. You're like, okay, this rocket will be good at destroying these bulk of objects, whereas this spread shot's good at destroying multiple tiny objects. I mean, it really does a really good job of making you think and strategize, guys. The music does a good job of pumping you up and keeping you in the moment, while the boards, you know, keep changing things up and keep things fresh, guys. The game looks great. Even though the graphics are kind of deceptively simple, I mean, you're just shooting blocks. And the characters themselves are kind of looking when you walk up to them, but from a distance in the way they kind of textured things, it all looks really sharp, and I really enjoy the way the game looks. Also, the game is very well put together, guys. I didn't run into any bugs at all while playing the game. The only factor here, the only possible negative downside to this game is the replay value, which the levels, 15 levels are great, and you'll get about 3 to 4 hours out of it at the most, but that's about it. From what I understand, they will be adding a daily challenge mode, which will basically be bringing in fresh boards every day. Some of them created by the community, and it'll kind of allow you to have that, you know, freshness and give you something new to play every day, guys, and spice things up. Nonetheless, though, for $10, guys, it's a great price and it's hella fun. So big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, and I'll keep bringing you awesome games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.